Today I am going to be talking about how to use calendula oil. So calendula officinalis, this is my calendula oil right here. Nice, right? And I love this oil, and we use this oil all the time. And it's, oh my gosh, I use it for so many things, and it's so wonderful to make a salve out of this oil, put it in your lotions, and there's just, I have so many stories, but let's talk about it. Let's talk a little bit about how I use this, and so, you can it's so good for the skin. It's so anti-inflammatory and nourishing for the skin that you can just put it in place for your skin care, for your self-care. So like we have an oiling practice at the end of the day where we oil our bodies. I'm teaching my teenage son. I started teaching him a long time ago how important it is to keep the skin moisturized and to oil. And especially now, your self-oiling practice is really important, and calendula is so moisturizing, so it reduces inflammation, it's vulnerary, it helps to regenerate the skin. But one of the reasons why oiling is so important right now is because we have this transition in the season. So right now you have the heat, you have accumulated summer's heat, right? And especially if you're like me, and you're around a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire. The sky is orange and there's smoke. It's just, the fires have been insane. But anyway, even if you're not around the fires, this end of summer, this late August, or sometimes what we call, it's like an extra part of the summer, it's late summer. What's happened is you have an accumulation of all the heat of the summer, right? So the heat has accumulated and it's adding up and things are getting hotter. But then you also have the beginning of fall starting to come in. Have you noticed the change in the light? Have you noticed, I was watching the leaves fall today, right? And there have been some breezes. There have been these fall breezes, right? They're not summer breezes, they're autumn breezes. I mean, people talk about autumn breeze, right? And so let's say you go to bed at night and it's warm and you don't have any covers on, and then you wake up in the morning and your feet are cold. So you have this like fluctuating temperature, hot, cold going on. So you've got this accumulated heat, you've got the breezes of autumn coming in, and then you have a lot of change. And so what that does is the heat, the dryness starts to irritate. It's the season where if you have a tendency to be irritated or anxious or tense, it can increase in this season, this late summer, autumn season, because of the increased heat, the increased wind, the increased dryness. It all kind of meets in the body. And people that deal with anxiety and tension, this season can really exacerbate all of that. And so it's really important to stay moisturized and to really track the temperature. So when it's warm, and it's hot, eat your cucumbers. But when it's cold, it's not time for smoothies and green drinks and frozen fruit for breakfast. And so in one day, you'll be dealing with navigating hot and cold. So you really want to track that. And what we do is when it's hot, you cool up. You're always looking to balance out the body, but it's such an important season to stay moisturized and to really not let your skin, it's so easy for the skin to dry out because of the change in the weather, because of the wind, because of the heat. It's really easy to dry out. And then once you dry out, your nerves start to get little, if your skin is dry, your nerves live right under your skin. So if your skin is dry, your nerves are drying. So and the nerve synapses communicate in a moist environment. So oiling your skin is so important this time of year, and calendula is a really great one to do that with this time of year. The thing about calendula oil is it's a vulnerary, and vulnerary herbs, basically what they do is they increase the rate at which skin cells regenerate, and they help your skin cells to rejuvenate and regenerate. And so, I've been picking blackberries, so I've got all kinds of like little nicks and stuff. And so if you have any like little cuts and scrapes and scratches, the calendula oil will happen with that, and it will help with that. So calendula is really good for irritated, red, inflamed skin, sore skin. It's also good for slow healing wounds. So if you've got something somewhere that, a cut or a scrape that's healing up and it's starting to scar or heal over, the calendula will increase the rate at which it will regenerate and heal, right? So it heals sores, it helps to reduce redness of old sores. And you can put a little bit of calendula oil on a spider bite. I have a student that told me that she had a bunch of spider bites, and the calendula oil helped heal up her spider bites really quickly. Yeah, it's good it's also, calendula oil increases circulation. It helps to get your blood and lymph moving. And so if you have any kind of congested lymph or anything, congestion and stagnation, your calendula oil is really good for moving congestion and stagnation. It's good also for, boils, like, you've got a lot of congestion in one area. So even so that a boil is forming, you can, use calendula compresses and rub the oil in the area, and it'll help to increase the circulation. So yeah, that's a lot, right? So yeah, it really helps to reduce redness, itchiness, cuts, scrapes, scratches. It's also, it's one of the herbs that we use in trauma oil. I actually put calendula and St. John's wort together. And that oil is just incredible. And it helps to relax the muscles. It helps to calm the muscles. It's really good for tension and stress. And it's really good for whiplash and neck pain and sore neck. It's like, I got my massage license in 1988. I've been doing massage for a long time, and I've made my own herbal oils the entire time. And this combination of calendula and St. John's wort, it takes care of so much muscle pain, strain, tension, muscle trauma, right? It's just it's an amazing oil. So the other thing you can do with your herbal oils, your calendula oil, is I'd love to soak my feet in it. So I don't know about you, but my feet they're pretty scrapey and scratchy. Yeah, my husband complains about my feet because I like to walk barefoot in the garden. And so soaking your feet in the oil, the calendula oil, can reduce the inflammation, heal up any cracks or scrapes or cracks. It heals them up a lot quicker. So that it's also just really good for dry patches, dry areas, your elbows and any dry patches. Yeah, or any dryness, inflammation, inflamed, just anything that's inflamed in your skin. It's really incredible. So yeah, so those are some of the uses of calendula oil. There are really no contraindications that I know of. I mean, it's always really good to do a patch test, like take a little bit of oil, put it on some of sensitive skin and wait a half an hour and, just make sure you don't have any kind of allergic reaction. But it's one of those herbs that it's used on babies, it's used on elders. Anybody can use it. Calendula officinalis, incredible for any kind of acute or chronic skin inflammation. And again, also it helps to increase circulation. So again, any kind of congested, stagnant lymph or any part of your body where there's stagnation. And it also really helps to, it's one of the main oils, calendula oil, we use in trauma oil for muscle pain, tension. So yeah, it's one of the main oils that I think really belongs in every home apothecary, and it's super easy to grow. And actually, in many places you can grow calendula all year round. It's a very abundant plant, so it's very sustainable, and it's one of those oils that you really want to have in your home apothecary. And again, anybody that's got any cut, scrape, scratch, scrunchy, dry part calendula, it's a powerful vulnerary. And again, vulnerary herbs are herbs that increase the rate. They help skin cells regenerate, right? So yeah, anything that's cracked or chapped or sore. I have a lot of moms use it on that are breastfeeding. They use it on chapped nipples, sore nipples. It helps your nipples to really heal quickly. And for your feet and your elbows and dry patches on your face. But again, remember, any chapped, dry, itchy, scaly, irritated, that's what you want to think about calendula for. It's an incredible herb that heals the skin. And I think we just don't use our herbal oils enough. Essential oils are really popular right now, but essential oils, they have a lot of considerations, and the essential oils are drying. They can be very drying to the skin and also very just drying to the body in general. So it's the infused herbal oils, where you infuse the plant into the oil, the carrier oil. You can, they're really safe. They don't have all the considerations like the essential oils do. Okay. And you can teach your kids to use them. We use calendula oil on babies, right? For rashes on babies and diaper rash. So, and if you go to the health food store, you'll look at pretty much any skincare product that's in the health food store. You will find calendula because it's just such an incredible herb for the skin. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. And yeah, so the other thing that I was just thinking about with calendula, it's also antifungal. The reason why I'm thinking about that is because my 14-year-old son currently has athlete's foot. So we've been soaking his feet in calendula oil and cedar oil that I make with dried cedar leaf. Cedar and calendula together are amazing for fungus, for athlete's foot. So that it's good for that too. We've been soaking Gabriel's feet every night in oil. He's just like, yeah, I guess that's what happens when, teenage boys. So yeah, so I'm happy to answer any questions you have about making herbal oils, using them. And today I just wanted to go over a little bit about how to work with calendula oil. All right. Thanks for being with me today.